Hey guys, good morning, everybody. Today is Tuesday, July 26th. It is 6:20 right now. Market's going to open in about 10 minutes. So I'm going to go ahead and set up this room real quick, and then we can get started with our analysis for this morning. So a couple more things here to update. Looks good. So wrap this up right here, and then we should be good to go. That looks good. All right, a couple more things here, and I think we're all done. All right, cool. So we're all done with that. Let me get this link sent out to you guys here in the premium. All right. There we go. All right, I'll give it a few minutes for people to make their way in. All right, cool. As people make their way in, I'm going to go ahead and check out the charts real quick. So let me just get a few minutes for people to join. We should be good to go. Hey, Steven. Morning. Morning, Jennifer. Morning, Peter. Let's see what I got over here. So I think there was news today. Let me check the news out real quick. There was news today at 6 o'clock. So I'm going to mark up news price on the chart. 6 o'clock, which was right over here. All right, so you can see price react to news earlier. It dropped down quite a bit. It kind of spiked up a little bit, like a fake out, or spiked down actually. So looking at this big candle right here, if I go ahead and just rewind, this was the news candle right here at 6 o'clock. You guys can see it was for HPI and S&P CS composite. There was also earnings this morning too. So around 6 o'clock this morning, news came out with regard to earnings and just normal economic news. And this candle right here spiked down about, this candle was about like almost 650 pips. So a pretty big spike off that. And you can see price reacting to it after as it corrected back up and then dropped right back down. So for right now, or until open, if we get a sell or something, this might drop down, far enough to basically cover this wick right here, just to cover the gap. But we'll see where price goes. So I have that marked up right there. I'll mark up opening price when the market does open, if we do have time for that. But other than that, let me take a look at the bias for this morning. So looking over here at the retail sentiment is currently 55% short. This indicates that 55% of retail traders are currently selling right now. It's not a very strong bias, so this might be considered a bit neutral. Typically, you want it to be about 60 to 65% or more in one direction. This is only 55%, so this can easily shift to 50% to 50-50, where there's no bias at all. But currently, right now, it's a very, very light bullish bias. Looking over at the fundamentals right now, they're currently down 152 points. I think price overall should be bearish for today, but there might be some manipulation in the morning due to the earnings call. I'm not sure if the earnings was negative or positive. I think it was negative. Yeah, it's a stock futures slide. So US equities market set to decline Tuesday morning after Walmart cut its profit outlook Monday. So we have earnings today for GM, McDonald's, Coca-Cola. That's supposed to be before the bell. I'm not sure if that happened at 6 o'clock. So maybe that's what caused a spike there. So maybe a continuation drop on open if people follow along with the direction that happened right here. But we'll see when the market actually opens in the next 5 minutes. So we'll see. There's not really much of a bias. The retail sentiment is pretty neutral for the most part. However, the fundamentals here are kind of down a bit. So it's a mixture because this is indicating a sell, this is indicating a light buy. So it's pretty much neutral because they cancel each other out. Looking over at the technicals though, it's currently bearish, and you can see that because the pivots are right here indicating that we're in a sell bias, along with the trend meter right here, which is also red. We also have a sell momentum right there. So that's going to indicate sell direction on open for the breakout. But we'll see what happens when the market actually does open in the next 5 to 4 minutes. And then we'll take it from there. So let's see. Who else is here? Hey, Marco, morning. Morning, Marlon. Morning, Funme. Morning, Saren. Morning, Kenny. Morning, Matt. Morning, Maddie. Maddie said, might just take the breakout and call it a day. Yeah, no, same here, Maddie. Market's going to be a bit tricky. Morning, Maria. Yeah, Maddie said he thinks today's going to be tricky as well. There's just a lot of things in the market going on. It's not just like, the trend or the bias. There's earnings that was released today. So it might be a bit choppy. I'm going to be using my trailing stop today. So if you guys, want to take the breakout with me as well, I will be using a trailing stop. So just keep that in mind. Market's going to be choppy. I think it's going to be pretty tricky today. It might spike in our direction, then it might, pull back right away. So that's why I'm going to use the trailing stop here. I'm going to make my trailing stop a little tighter at 150 pips actually, because I think it's going to be super choppy this morning. I just want to make sure that I can protect my position as we go along. So morning, Jez, morning, PC, morning, Rashida, morning, Ross, morning, David, morning, Fahad. Matty said there will be market expansion after this big accumulation consolidation. Yeah, no, and I agree too. Yeah, and Matty said we should definitely trail the stop, and I agree with you 100%. Because right here, I think this may fill. Like if we get a sell, this might fill right here because there's the gap right here that happened with this candle. But it might come down and come back up and come back down, back and forth. So I'm going to be having that trailing stop just in case to protect my positions for whatever may come. So if you guys want to do that, feel free. If you guys want to just let it run and then manually move your stop loss and profit, just make sure to move it when you do get the opportunity because you don't want to be risking it. So let me just put this up real quick. Breakout. Our breakout right now is possibly going to be a sell because the sell momentum at the moment. I'll go ahead and take a look at the overall bias. The overall, or wrong one, not overall bias, the confluence checklist. So the overall bias right now is neutral. Neutral. Current trend is bearish. So if we are looking for a sell right here, we do have the trend continuation that aligns. High-low candle reversal. Let me look on the 10 real quick. The high over here is not red, so we don't have that. So a couple things here that might not fit high-low candle reversal. We do have a V3 right here. So everything else does align for a sell. I mean, it's going to be a bit tricky because this is neutral. There's like 3 confluences right here, but it's not very strong. We'll see. Market is opening in about 50 seconds, guys. So we'll check and see shortly. But other than that, we'll take it as price moves. Hey, Randy, morning. All right, guys, market's opening in about 30 seconds. So we'll see where this goes. Here we go, as market opens shortly. So we got a bullish momentum right here that's pending. If this closes right here, then this is going to shift our entry for the breakout. I don't know if I'm really looking to take a buy though. We'll see what happens when the market opens in the next 4, 3, 2, and 1. Market is now open, guys. So let's see where this goes. In order for us to have an entry here for a buy on the breakout, we need a strong green candle. If we were to shift this, a few things here do not align. There is no high-low continuation. There's check the 10 real quick. There is no, yeah, the confluence here don't align for a buy. So I might be looking to maybe take the opposite if it does close. I'm definitely looking for a short today. So if that becomes the case, I'll probably be looking to take the opposite if it does close as a strong green candle, because the confluence here don't align at all for a buy. So I'll be looking to maybe take an opposite move here if it does close and provide an entry for a buy. So it does provide an entry for a buy here. I'm not in the position yet. If it comes back down, I will probably enter this for a late entry for a sell. And this thing is spiking around pretty crazy right now. So I'll see if it comes down. If it does, I'll just trail it and I'll write it down. But right now I'm not in the position. This was a buy for the breakout, but the confluences indicate, opposite direction. So I'm not in this position yet. I'm still following it. If it comes back down here to entry point, then I'll make a late entry. I'll be having a trailing stop though, so it's going to trail it as it continues to move down, if and when it does. But I'm not in this position yet. Just waiting for a bit more confirmation of the swing back to the downside. So I'm not going to get greedy here. I'm going to wait for it to actually come down, because this might push up all the way. So don't get greedy here, guys. Just wait for it to come back down for a late entry. You'll see if it starts to turn around. This is the manipulation that we were expecting because of the news earlier this morning. So I'm not going to chase this. I'm going to let it actually come back down entry before I make the entry. So let's wait for it. All right, let's see. See if my sell stop got triggered. So my sell stop did get triggered. Stop loss is in profit. Let's see. Stop loss is in profit. Still pushing down. It's trailing the stop right now. Profit about 1,000. Profit about 1,300. Profit about 1,500. Profit about 2,000. It's still trailing my stop lower. So I've already guaranteed profit here. I'm gonna let it, fuck man, it tricked me. Okay, so it pulled me out. Damn it, stop loss is too close. All right, so it triggered me out at like 390 profit. It's all good. I think my trailing stop was a little too close. So if you guys are still in it, make sure to move your stop loss in profit, but it did trigger me out. It's all good. I still made profit, so. All right, profit was a bit minimal for me, but whatever. The trailing stop did save me a little bit. It saved me from getting greedy. So I got pulled out in profit, guys. I made about 390 off my main account, 490 off my copier, 260 off my MFFs. So I'm in profit, but I got pulled out kind of early. Yeah, no, Maddie said better safe than sorry. I agree, Maddie. Market's kind of choppy right here. So I'll go over the breakdown analysis here. Let's let it run for a little bit and let's see if it actually hits. If it does, great. But if you guys are in the position, you have to move your stop loss in profit. Today's not the day to get greedy. You guys can see how crazy the market's moving, but it did move in the direction that we were anticipating. I probably could have entered up here a little closer, but it's okay. I entered at entry point. As it dropped down here, moved my stop loss in profit. As soon as it swung up, it triggered me out. So it's all good. Anyways, I'll just put this here for an alert if you followed it. So if you guys moved your stop loss in profit, you should already be pulled out like pretty heavy in profit, because this did drop down quite a bit. So you had a lot of opportunity to pull out. If you haven't pulled out yet, it's okay. But I do recommend you move your stop loss in profit, because it's in a bad area right here. There's news price. Let me mark up opening price too. So it's really up to you guys how you guys want to manage your position. But if you want to know what I did, I'm already pulled out in profit. So it's up to you, whatever you guys want to do. But let me go ahead and just mark this up right here. I'm gonna This is going to be New York open. New York 6 a.m. And I'm just going to go and move this over a little bit. So we'll continue to, or here, I'll break down later, like the reason why I took the sell here. I know the breakout here was for a buy, but I'll break down the reason why I took it for a sell shortly. We'll just let this play out so that I can, we can follow along and see where it goes. But hopefully all you guys listen to what I mentioned, because now it's in some drawdown. As I mentioned, today's going to be a trick. Well, it's going to be a tricky week in general. We have earnings pretty much every day. So you're going to get, you're not really going to get a smooth move. You're going to get a lot of this pretty much all week where it's going to be super choppy because the earnings is negative. But if everyone knows that it's negative, price is going to do the opposite to stop people out, right? They're not just going to make an easy sell. They're going to, bounce price both directions. So if you guys are in this breakout, hopefully you guys moved your stop loss and profit like I warned, because look where price is currently at. The trailing stop is going to be really key in this type of market condition because there's no clear direction. Even with the sentiment over here, it hasn't really changed very much. I mean, this is indicating a buy. So if you're looking at sentiment here, you'd obviously be looking for a buy, but looking over at the fundamentals, it's slightly bearish. So here we go, as price starts to make its way back down. I'm not going to double dip into this. This is like way too risky. It's right at the sessions as well. So here was another red flag that kind of made me want to pull out. Not really pull out, but like I trail it. And then if I needed to pull out because it was right at the sessions. The main reason why I was convinced to take it was because it closed below and I figured, okay, it's probably going to drop further. But even past the sessions over here, there's a lot of areas or red flags. There'd be New York open and the news price right here. You can see where price came down. It rejected directly off opening price and news right there. So there's a lot of support down here where price can likely bounce from based off, these key price points. So as you can see, price is coming back down. These are the type of breakouts that we don't like. We don't like breakouts that kind of mess around for, an extended period. Typically, these breakouts will hit TP or stop loss within the first couple minutes or so. This here has been bouncing around for, let me see. It's been bouncing around for about almost 10 minutes now. So it's been a long breakout. This should have already hit TP or stop loss at this point. So, all right, so price is dropping back down. This is the direction that I was anticipating. I do think overall price is going to come down. The earnings is not looking good for, any of these companies. So let's see, breaking news over here from CNBC. This is where the manipulation happens because CNBC reports on this stuff and then it's like too late. Like this stuff has already happened. So when this happens, it just ends up going the opposite way. So CNBC just posted breaking news. Stocks fall after Walmart's profit warnings, dragging other retail names lower. So as you can see here, overall, it's supposed to drop, but you're going to get this manipulation to the upside to basically stop people out. So, if everyone thinks, okay, all the companies are doing bad and they sell, they're not going to make it easy where you just take a sell and you automatically win, right? They're going to spike it up, stop people out, drop it down, lure people in, push it back up, stop people out, and they do the same thing. So you don't want to get in this mess right here where I think overall it'll come down and hit CP, but it's not going to be a safe move in my opinion. There's just a lot of areas here to watch out for. So let me scroll up real quick. Yeah, Maddie said, I think it's going to go back and forth right now to lure in retail traders and stop out. Yeah, no, exactly. That's exactly why you don't want to mess with this because that's exactly what's happening. If you don't have a big enough stop loss, like if you just measure the range right here where price is spiking, unless your stop loss is pretty wide, you're going to get stopped out, right? Price is ranging 700 pips. If your stop loss is under 1,000, you're probably going to get stopped out before it reaches your TP. So I would probably just wait it out. But I'm not in this position anymore, guys. So if you guys are just joining the live session, I did take this trade right here for the sell as it came back down. I trailed the stop. My stop pulled me out at about 390, 490 in profit. So I made a light profit, but not as much as I was. I was in profit about 2,000 when it was down here. And you can see, because if you measure this here, price actually dropped down 280 pips. So I was using a 10 lot on this trade. I was up 2,800 and it swung up and then it stopped me out in profit. But it's all good. Let me take a screenshot of my profits and then show you guys what I locked in today. Not much, but it's better than having, than being stressed out right now, being stuck in this position. I'll show you the entry too. So screenshot that. Man, I can't wait for the market to go back to its smooth move. We're still in the summer, guys, so just keep in mind, the summer conditions, this is normal for price to be choppy like this, especially when there's a lot of news in the market. Not on the economic calendar, but there is earnings this week. So you're going to get a lot of this choppiness throughout summer. But once we enter fall and September, the market's going to start to move a lot smoother. It's going to be easier to take these breakouts. So I'm pretty much just, I'm pretty much just floating through. That's really what's happening here. That's probably the best analogy. We're just floating through in the market right now until the market starts to move smooth again. And then these breakouts are going to start hitting pretty quickly, like they have been in the past. So here, I'll post up my profits from that trade there to show you guys what I locked in. So some of you guys are asking which trailing stop am I using? I'm using the FTMO quick trade toolbar or quick trade toolbar manager. It's a EA that's provided by FTMO. You can get it on their page. Just go down to client area, go to downloads, and then they have them there for MC4 and MC5. It's not that difficult to install. I literally installed it within like a few minutes when I was on my vacation in Houston this weekend. It doesn't take that long. I literally just downloaded it, followed the directions, and installed it on my laptop. So you guys should have no problem installing that. And it's a pretty cool tool. It pretty much works as the DOM, but it also includes the trailing stop. There's a couple other options here for break even and offset. I don't know what it means, but the trailing stop is enough, and the DOM is enough to make use of it. Yeah, no, I agree too, Maddie. Maddie said price can go either way. I'd wait for real direction. Yeah, same here. I'm not even thinking about entering the trade right here. I'm mostly concerned with being conservative right now, which you guys should too. When the market's moving kind of crazy like this and there's no clear direction and price isn't really moving one direction or the other, it's best to be conservative, guys. Like, you don't have to take these big trades every single day. On these days like this where the market's choppy, it's best to take some profit rather than no profit or a loss, and save that capital for a better trading day, right? Like for me, I'm okay. I made about, and I'll show you right here, I posted my profits. So this is what I locked in right here. You can see my main account. It has a red strip here because it moved my stop loss and profit with the trailing stop. I was in profit about 2,800. It retraced back up really quickly and it hit my stop loss and profit. So I made 390 off of this account right here, which is my main account. My FTMO copier, I locked in 490. My MFF number one over here, I locked in 260. My second MFF, 260, and my third one, same thing. So, and the trade's still running. So the trade is running right here for the breakout. It's still pushing down. I think it's going to hit TP eventually, but I don't recommend people like re-enter if you're not already in the position. It's just too risky of a move. There's a lot of areas of rejection right here. You have New York open, you have news price, and then again down here we have London open. There's just a lot of areas where price can bounce from, right? So unless you guys are already in the position, I don't recommend FOMOing into here. This is like the worst place to enter. Don't enter right here if you guys aren't in the position yet. And if you guys are in the position, I do recommend moving your stop loss and profit. You can see right here, it's rejecting directly off New York open and news price. And this can easily just spike right back up. There's two different scenarios that can play out here. Price will either bounce off these price structures, or it's going to come down and just shoot through and hit TP. You don't want to gamble like that. You want to take the trade if you have like a high percentage of winning. This is, it's still a decent percentage of winning. It's probably like maybe 50 or 60% due to the fact that our analysis here is for a sell, but you don't want to trade like that, right? You want to trade where you like know for sure it's going to hit, or else you're going to be stressed out while everyone here is just watching this. So there goes, price drops down. I think it's going to hit. We'll follow it. There we go. As it continues to drop lower, it broke right through the New York Open news price. I put the labels over here too, so you guys know what prices are here. So let me see if there's anything else over here that I need to look at. All right, and I got your request right here, Steven. So looks like it's almost down there. It got really close. Looks like it basically hit TP right there for the breakout. So I'm not sure if anyone held it. If you guys were holding it, I'd probably just pull out here, guys. It's probably too risky to hold on to it even longer. But Steven, I did get your request and it is coming. So just give me a second here for this alert to get triggered. And then we will update it shortly. So it's right there. And there you go, Steven. You got your horns. If you guys have been part of K2 for a while, you guys know Steven like always asks for the horns. And there goes the horns right there. Full TP off the breakout. So if you guys caught it and you held on to it, when it dropped right here, you should have hit your TP because price never came back up to trigger it. If you guys got stopped out in profit like I did, it's okay. It's just, it's too risky of a move anyways, but I'm glad to see it still hit TP. So the analysis did play out properly. I'll go over analysis right now, why we took the sell instead of the buy, because the breakout was a buy, but analysis pointed towards the downside. So great work, guys. If you guys have profits to post, feel free, add them to the list here, and then we will share them shortly. Yeah, so I use the FTMO Trade Manager. Under months. All right, so let's see. Patricia sent in her profits right here. She posted trades for today. She logged in a total profit of 1,655. So great work right here, Patricia. She took the breakout right there at 638 around this point. So great profit right there, Patricia. Total profit of 1,600. Jenny over here as well. Jenny took the breakout right here as well. She double dipped into it. A bit of a risky move, Jenny, but I'm glad that it played out for you perfectly. So she took the first trade right here. She moved her stop loss in profit. This is the same trade that I took. She got stopped out in profit 1,265, and then she entered again at 1635. She trusted in the move as it came back up and draw down, and then she made another profit there. Total profit of 2,305. Great work, Jenny. Scotty over here. Total profit of 1,880. He took the breakout right here as well at 633. Looks like this one might have hit his profit if he went for a smaller target. And then right here, he double dipped back into it like a couple other people. Total profit of 1,880 for the day. Nice work, Scotty. So regardless as to whether you guys held it to full TP or if you guys just use a trailing stop like I mentioned, or just move your stop loss in profit, you guys should have made some pretty solid profit off it, whether it's slight profit like I did or, the full TP here. So let me just give another quick update over here real quick for the breakout. And it played out perfectly, guys. So 2 back-to-back breakouts, I believe, hit full TP this week. One on Monday and then one from today. So this is the one from today and this is the one from yesterday. Both full TPs. So it's been a pretty good week for the breakout so far. We just need another one and it'll be 3 days. So this is what I'm doing, guys. This is why I'm doing only the breakout, because I want to show you guys how possible it is to pass your challenge and to make, a good amount of profit once you're funded. Just taking the breakout, just one trade a day, this would have won and this one would have won too. So if you took this for the full move, I will start taking them for the full move, not right now because the market's so choppy. But if you were to take these both for the full move, you would have been in profit now 4%. You need 10% to pass your challenge. So you typically only need about 3 more days, or sorry, my math off, 4 more breakouts to pass your challenge. So you have an entire month to do it. But other than that, let me just update this real quick. So partial profit off the breakout today with my trailing stop live session. All right. So I mean, better days are coming, guys. You guys got to keep in mind that it's summer. So summer is always risky. Plus with earnings, it's even worse. But once we get into the fall, it's going to move a lot smoother. So it's probably hit TP within a few minutes or like 1 minute, and it'll just play out a lot better. But it's really about weathering the storm through these types of market conditions. All right, so a couple more profits here. So let's see. John over here made a quick profit. He said, I got on late, didn't hear the analysis that we were taking a sell, so he did the buy. So John actually took the actual breakout for a buy. He moved his stop loss and profit, locked in a total profit of 890. So on the initial move right here, he took the actual breakout. He trailed the stop and then he made some profit. So great work right there, John. I mean, either way, you could have made profit if you use a trailing stop, whether you took the actual breakout or if you took the opposite here. So great work right there, John. Total profit of 890. Right here, we have Deswell. Nice work, Deswell. Deswell actually held it to full TP. So Deswell here held the trade. He took 2 entries off the breakout, total profit of 8,730. First one was 6,000, second was 2,000. Great work, Deswell. And great to see. This is like your second day back, right, Deswell? So Deswell took a break. He just came back to K2 about a couple of days ago. He's, Deswell is our pilot here. If you guys have seen Deswell in the past, he's been part of K2 for like a couple of years now, but he's a pilot, so he hasn't had time to trade with us, and he did pretty good on his second day back. So nice work, Deswell. Other than that, let me see if there's anything else over here. Kenny over here as well just posted his profits. He locked in a total profit of $50 right here. Nice work, Kenny. Slow but steady. Other than that, all right, so question from RI over here. He was asking, hi, Sean, why don't you merge your account? So basically, I mentioned that I want my lot size to be aligned. I'm familiar and I'm comfortable with taking 10 lots or 8 lots or whatever right now that I've been using for like the past couple months. If I increase from a 10 lot to a 30 lot, the drawdown is going to be super heavy. So instead of being like 2,000 in drawdown, I would be like 6,000 in drawdown. It's going to mess with my trade psychology. So I don't like trading those big lots yet. I mean, maybe at some point I'll get okay, I'll be more comfortable with it, but right now I'm not comfortable with it. So that's why I just stay with what I'm used to. It's basically, I'm just doing a same process every single day. I've been using the same lot size for like the past, I don't know, 6 months now. And it's been pretty solid. So there's no need for me to like merge my accounts yet. Eventually I will merge it, but I mean, right now it's not a big deal. So that's why I just keep it as is. It doesn't make a difference. My copier is still going to work. So that's why I keep it at that right now. Some more profits by Jenny. Nice work, Jenny. She actually wrote this right back up for 1,120, total profit of 3,425 for the day. Great work, Jenny. Solid move on that right there. Rashida over here as well. She locked in a total profit of 392. She took 2 trades right here on the breakout. First profit, she made 196. Same one on the second one, 196 as well. Total profit about 400. Great work, Rashida. Steven over here. Nice work, Steven. Steven made his profit goal for the day. He wants to make about 500 a day. Today, he made 545, just took 1 trade on the breakout. And I'm glad that you are starting to listen, Steven. I told Steven yesterday that it was risky for him to take. It was risky for him to take 3 trades. He like basically triple dipped into this one yesterday. And I was like, bro, just hold on to it for a little longer and reach your goal on 1 trade. So he took 1 position this time, and he pretty much made about the same profit as he did yesterday. So it's just about discipline, guys, trusting the move and being disciplined with, pulling out when you reach your goal. Steven here listened, and great work, Steven. Just keep it up and you'll pass your challenge within the next couple of weeks or so, or probably by next week, actually, if you have a continued Consistency. Charles over here as well took the breakout right here at 632, locked in a total profit of 408. So as you guys can see, I'm not the only one that profited off this breakout. There's a lot of people here who took the same trade and profited. David here as well. He's on a smaller account, locking about $30. Nice work, David. Continue to grow that account. Once you're bigger, you can take a bigger position. Maddie over here as well took the breakout, took an 8 lot, locked in a total profit of 1,192. So solid work off that, Maddie. And then his second account over here locked in 928 off his MFF. So great work, guys. If there's any more profits that you guys want to post up, feel free to post them up and I'll add them to the list. But other than that, so RI is asking, what package do you have on Social Trader Tools? I don't think there's packages for Social Trader Tools. It's just you pay per account that you add onto it. I have about 6 accounts, so I pay per account. I think I pay like, I don't know, 100 something a month to use it. But it's like, I think it's like $20 an account. So there's not really a package. It's just how many accounts you use on Social Trader Tools. So here's Ross's profits right here. He took the breakout as well at 632, 632, 635. He kind of triple dipped into it. Total profit of 1,895 for this morning. Great work, Ross. All right, so I think that's it for profits right now. If you guys want to post up your profits, just add them to the list and then, or send them in any of the groups or private message them to me, and then I will add them later on. Thanks, Peter. There's news coming up shortly. Yeah, no, I agree too, Maddie. Yeah, you just got to keep testing it. D said got stopped down profit, caught 394. Definitely nice work right there, D. Let me scroll up real quick, see if I missed anything else. Natasha is asking, can you get it even if you're using a demo account? Yes, Natasha, you can use a tool, no matter whether it's a trial account or a challenge or funded. It works either way. Let me scroll up real quick. Steven said, Sean, once I pass my phase 2, will you come to my graduation? Yeah, I know we're going to come to his FTMO graduation, everybody. You'll be there soon. Steven. All right, let me scroll up a little bit. Looks good. Looks good. No problem, Natasha. All right, guys. So I'll go back and reanalyze this because I don't know if you guys are confused about why we took the sell here, but I'll break it down for you guys. So for the breakout strategy right here, for the breakout strategy, these are the requirements, right? You're looking for a breakout or for an entry after 6:30 a.m., which is opening time for New York Stock Exchange right here at 6:30. You're going to confirm the bias. Bias was neutral. So this wasn't going to be much use of us for today. We want to confirm the direction momentum using the K2 momentum indicator. Right here, we have a bullish buy momentum signal that happened most recently. So the momentum direction was bullish at the moment. You want to confirm a strong candle in the direction momentum, which is right here, basically a green candle with little to no wick on the top side. And you would enter on this close. So right here, this would actually be a buy for the breakout. The reason why I didn't take the buy there was because I used my confluence checklist over here. As we mentioned, overall bias was neutral, so we couldn't use this as a confluence. So that didn't apply. At the time of entry right here, the current trend was bearish. You can see that the pivots were indicating a bearish bias because the red pivot was over the green one. This is just pivots 5 and 4. So with that said, this would have been X'd out as well. Looking for the high-low continuation. There's no high-low continuation here. So that would have been X'd out as well. And there's also no high-low candle reversal. In order for that to be valid, this low over here would need to be a green candle. Looking on the 10-minute, it was also not there either because the low was a red candle. So going back to the 1 minute over here, with that said, there was literally like no confluences here for a buy, right? So that's why I just ignored the buy. I let it push up, and then I was going to catch it as it came back down. So with that said, price pushed up right here. I didn't enter yet. As soon as price came down, I did make my entry there with the sell stop. I had my trailing stop. So as soon as price pushed down right there, I was already in profit. So you can see a price spike down right here. I was already in profit about 2,000 because I was in profit 200 pips. As price pushed down lower, I was in profit even more. So from entry right here, price never came up and hit my stop loss in profit. I was technically in profit about 290 pips, which is 2,900. And then my stop loss was automatically moved in with my trailing stop. So my stop loss was like somewhere around this point. When price spiked back up right here, it stopped me out in profit. So that's how I made that profit right over here. So whoever was holding on to it, you had the opportunity to keep holding on to it if you wanted to. And if you guys did, you guys can see that price kind of bounced around a bit, but eventually it came back down and hit full TP. So there's a breakdown for why we took the breakout for a sell instead of a buy. And it's just using the confluences. So if the confluences indicate an opposite move, odds are it's going to be a fake out and it's going to swing right back down. So hopefully that makes sense to you guys. And if you guys are just joining the lives, or if you guys are not familiar with why I'm not taking the other scalps anymore, I'm focused on just the breakout, just basically one trade a day to show you guys that it's possible to be profitable to just trade once a day. You don't have to take like 10 or 20 trades a day. You can just take one trade and then be done for the day. And I think this is probably the best way to trade so that you guys don't get greedy and you guys don't mess with your trade psychology. I mean, this will help you build your trade psychology because you'll be disciplined to just be focused, like full focus for you really need to just focus for 5 minutes. Like literally the breakout happens within the first 5 minutes. If you can focus for 5 minutes a day, you can take the breakout. Once you take the breakout, that's pretty much it. I don't take any more other trades. And I just want to show you guys the power of doing that so that when you do this every single day, you take one trade a day, you'll see that the numbers will add up. So for this week so far, the breakout from Monday hit full TP. If you held it to full TP, that would have been 2% gain. And then again, today, full TP. So you'd be up 4% right now if you took yesterday's breakout and today's breakout. You need 10% to pass FTMO or MFF, or actually MFF is only 8%. So you could basically be halfway done or a quarter of the way done with one of your challenges if you just took those two trades. So we have news right now, guys. Thanks for the update. Maddie and Peter, news was negative. So let me check real quick. News right here at 7 o'clock. We have CB consumer confidence, high impact news. Yeah, very negative. And new home sales, both negative right here. So let's see how price reacted to it. Yeah, no surprise, spike to the downside right here at 7 o'clock. And then now manipulation back to the upside. So I'm going to mark up news price right here. And then I will also mark this up as 7 a.m. or New York 7 a.m. news. All right. So you got that all marked up right there. I think other than that, that is pretty much it for right now. So if you guys have any questions, feel free to put your questions in the chat. I can answer whatever you guys need help with. I'll look for some more scalps here, but as I mentioned, I'm not going to be taking any more trades on my account. I'm just going to be taking the breakouts, and you guys will see, the progress with the trades that we take daily. So I'm trying to teach you guys discipline, right? I see so many of you guys here take the breakout, make profit, and then right after we take the breakout, you take your own scalps and you end up blowing your account, right? So I want to make sure that you guys pass your challenges and you guys get funded and you guys stay funded and you have consistent profits every day. The strategy for the breakout is a 1-to-1 risk to reward, and it has a pretty high percent win rate. It has like about a 75% win rate. So if you could take the breakout every day, eventually, you might have a couple bad days, but eventually you're going to make it back into profit as long as you're using it properly. So other than that, let's see. Question from John. John mentioned 3-minute sell coming soon. Let me check that. So over here, yeah, there was a pending sell there for the 3-minute, but it didn't close actually. So nothing for the 3-minute right now. I'm not going to take this trade, guys, but I will mark it up for you guys here. I don't take the 3-minute daily anymore. I used to take it for a while, but I stopped taking it. So if you guys want to take it, I'll mark it up for you guys. Just as I mentioned, I'm not taking any other trades. It's just the breakout, and that's pretty much it. I got to control myself too, so that I don't overdo it. It's okay to take breaks sometimes, guys. You don't have to be on like super trading mode, 24/7, 365 every single day. Sometimes it's cool to take a break and just be more conservative with your trades. So there's nothing here for the daily either. I'll follow it, but I'm not going to take it. I don't want to mess with the with the consistency right now for the breakout. And that's pretty much all we're going to document, because we're going to document scalps if or any other trades if we end up taking them. But for the most part, we're just going to follow the breakout, and then I'll show you guys at the end of the week, you know, what the numbers look like. Question from Kodi. Kodi said, Sean, the 75% win rate on the breakout strategy is based on what period of time? I think it's only for July. The thing with the 1 minute is we can only back test like a month. You can't go that far, unfortunately. If you ever tried back testing on the 1 minute, you can't, like if you try to go past a month or a month and a half, it'll tell you you've gone too far. So yeah, it's for July. We're still going to be forward testing it. So with this forward test moving forward, Kodi, not for July, but for June. The July one isn't done yet. So for the remainder of the period, since I'm going to be documenting pretty much every breakout, I'll have the data here. So even if we go too far ahead or too far back, we'll be able to add this to our spreadsheet for profits, or basically just test, because we're still testing this this breakout strategy. You know, it hasn't been fully finalized which direction or how we're going to be applying it, but we'll be using that for data. So I'll be forward testing it pretty much every day for like the rest of the year. And if the market starts to move very smoothly, we'll go back to taking scalps. But right now, I just want to make sure that you guys stay on point with your consistency. So if you guys have any other questions, feel free to put in the chat. I'll keep looking for some more scalps here, but I don't think there's going to be much of anything for us to take. Just looking over here at the chart so far, let me go back to 630 real quick. I'll just leave a blue line right there. As you guys can see, there's no direction in the market at all. So let me just turn some of these indicators off right here just to clean it up a bit. So you guys can see from right here, this is where market opened at 630. 630 to 7, like literally no direction. It's just a choppy market. It shoots up, shoots down, shoots back up. And then now from like 7 to 8, it's going to continue to be more choppy. There's no direction. Typically, market will be smoothly moving in a direction, you know, to the downside, or smoothly moving in a direction to the upside. But right now, there's no direction at all. It's just going back and forth. Let me put everything back on right here. And this isn't the type of market you guys want to trade in. You don't want to take any risky moves during these types of conditions, because you can easily get caught on the wrong side. Cool. Yeah, Kodi said there's a trick how you can get more data on the 1 month back. I'll send you the message on Telegram later. Yeah, sure, Kodi. That'll be good. You know, if we can go far back, that'll be great. We can just test it further. I know you can go back farther on like Gotcha. Yeah, Patrick said, I think you can set chart time to 10 minutes. I've done that before, and I keep getting the error. Like, okay, so I'll show you, for example, here. Let me go to 10 minutes. So say if I wanted to go back test like back in like, I don't know, more than a month, right? So say I want to back test back in like May. I'm gonna go pretty far back, so it's like I'll show you the error that I get. So if I replay over here and I want to back test, say the breakout over here, and I go to 1 minute, yeah, it says data point unavailable. We don't have historical data for that resolution this far back in time. I get this error right here. So I don't know if you guys saw that error, but that's what I get told you. I don't know if you get the same thing. I know you can probably go farther back on different data, like if you're using a different broker data, but for currency.com, you can only go back so far. Yeah, exactly. Maddie said, I hope people sit out of this market. A loss in this market will get you to start questioning your trading. And I agree too, Maddie. That's why you guys have to understand when to sit out of the market, because I'll see people in K2 who will like will have really good months, right? They'll join K2, they'll do really good for like a couple months, and then they get into a choppy market like this, and they're like wondering why the strategies don't work. It's because the market's choppy, there's no direction. All of the K2 strategies are all based off momentum, right? So if you want to do well with the K2 strategies, you have to trade when the market is actually moving with momentum, like something like this, right? Not when price is going back and forth. When price is moving directional, you win like almost every trade applying any of the K2 strategies, because all of the K2 strategies are all trend-based strategies, which we use momentum to identify our entry points. So if the market's choppy like this and it's ranging, the K2 strategies are not going to work very well during these types of conditions. But when the market's moving smooth, like I can go back to like a different time period. Like say, you can see right here during the summer, this is all of July, super choppy. If you go over to like May, when the market was moving a bit, like March, right? So for example, in March over here, if you were to apply any of the K2 strategies, look at all these buys over here. You could have taken literally all the buys here in March, or any trade in the direction of the trend, full TP, full TP, full TP. Oops, wrong tool. Full TP. Like literally back to back wins. Full TP. Eventually would have hit full TP. Full TP. There's like, you literally could take any trade here and they would all win. If you trade like during the proper conditions. You can't trade this during like choppy conditions because there's no direction. But when you do have a direction, you guys will see that it makes a huge impact in your trading ability. So yeah, I agree with you, Maddie. I hope a lot of you guys are kind of aware of like how the market's moving. It's not moving smooth at all. Let's see. Yeah, no, I agree, Maddie, 100%. Yeah, no problem. Thanks, Tony. If you can send me that, just send me like a message and I'll play around with it, see if I can do it. Because the more data that we have to test, the better. But we're not going to get good data during the summer, regardless. Charles said, calling it a day, not worth the risk. Yeah, you made pretty good profit already so far, Charles. So I think you're fine with where you're at. So Charles over here locked in. Yeah, 408 for the day. So yeah, if you want to call it a day, it's cool. John over here said, took a 3-minute daily for 30 points. I'm done for the day. I'm done for the day. I'm done. Yes, so John said, I'm done for the day about 3 times. He took the 3-minute over here. So there's a daily entry that John was referring to. He took this right here for a partial move. He only took it for about 300 pips. So quick little move right there. And that's what he took to lock in the profit over here. Oh, he took this one right here. Okay, so he actually took the one, it was an invalid signal, but he still took it because it fit his criteria here for the bias. And he locked me a total profit of 1,467, total profit of 2,357 for the day. Great work, John. I know John really likes the 3-minute. So if you guys are taking the 3-minute and you guys are concerned with like how accurate it is or how to apply it properly, I haven't really applied it on the 3, so I'm not too familiar with it. But John here, he's been doing pretty good. I think even yesterday he gave, I think he gave us some numbers, right, John? So John's been taking the 3-minute, and I forgot what he gave. He gave us some pretty good numbers yesterday. He basically back tested it and he's been applying it himself. And he had a really high win rate on the 3. So, I mean, if you guys want to test it out, feel free. But John would probably be your go-to guy if you want to ask any specific questions about the 3-minute, because I don't take it myself, so I don't have any data on it or experience trading it as often as necessary. So Patrick said goal achieved for today. He took trades both ways, locked in a total profit of 10,016 for the day. Nice work, Patrick. Looks like he was catching as it kept swinging back and forth. So there's ways to take trades during ranging markets like this, but it's super risky. Unless you guys know what you're doing, then don't do it. But if you guys are familiar with, trading during these choppy markets, you guys can see that you could have taken a lot of trades in both directions. Then I'll just give you guys an example here of trades that you could have taken in both directions. So like there was a V1 right here. I'm pretty sure this is probably one of the trades that someone took for a sell. The problem with this is that there's no bias. So you can't really determine which direction to just stick with. But if you took the V3 right here, or it's a V3 and a V1 full TP right there. And this is a risky way to trade. This is why I'm moving away from these scalp moves, because not everyone is capable of trading like this. And a lot of people are trying to mimic how other people trade, which is not a good thing. So 1V1 over there, full TP. Another one right here. This is another V3, another full TP right there. So as you guys can see, there's a lot of wins that could have been taken right here. V3 full TP, V1 full TP. There's another V1, a V3 right here. So there's a lot of trades that you guys could have taken. If you guys know how to apply the K2 variations very well, you could really take them in both directions. V3 right there, V3 right there, V3 right there, and then nothing right here, and then one more V1 right here. So if you guys knew how to apply the K2 scalp strategies properly, you would have had 1, 2, 3, 4 back-to-back wins. There's ways to trade during choppy markets, but you have to really know what you're doing. You have to really know what to look for, and you can't be kind of iffy about your entries. You have to really, really trust the strategies and take them and pull out when necessary. So great work right there, Patrick. And I can see right here, he took the quick moves because the profits aren't like over 1,000. There's a couple here that are over 1,000, but for the most part, these are smaller moves. So great work, Patrick. And then we got Scotty over here, took another sell to full TP. You can see the green strip right there, locked in a total profit of 2,770. So you guys are doing pretty good today. If there's any other profits that you guys want to post up, feel free. If you guys have any questions, drop them in the chat. I can help you guys with whatever you guys need help with. So let's see. Zachary said, my 3-minute didn't show momentum that you have on the last two, but the last one at 627. Any idea why? It might be your data, Zachary. So are you using currency.com? This is the most accurate data in my opinion. I've been testing pretty much all of them a couple of years back. Currency.com has been the best and most accurate. So you might be on a different data. You might be on a Wanda. So if you type in US30, there is capital.com, Black Bull, Pepperstone, Global Prime, 8cap, Velocity, TBC, and a Wanda. So there's a lot of options here. You might be using a different data set. I use currency.com. From my experience, this has been the most accurate. But if you're using a different broker, I mean, you're more than welcome to use whichever one you're familiar with. You want to send a screenshot, Zachary? If you can send a screenshot, I can pull it up and we can see what's wrong with it. Just click on this button right here, take a snapshot, and then just post it in the chat. So click snapshot, and then just click this right here, copy link to chart image, post it in the chat, and then I can look it up for you. You might have like your data might be, or you might have messed with the settings or something. Or you might be on a different time frame. Make sure it says a time frame too. Just keep in mind that this is the 1 minute chart. So I don't know if you're comparing the 1 minute to your 3 minute. This is the 3 minute right here. So just make sure in the proper time frame, and then take a screenshot. I can take a look at it once you post it up. Let's see. John over here mentioned for the 3 minute strategy for the past 32 days, if you only take counter trend trade, 3 minute will give you a 79% win with a 30 point TP stop loss and a 67% win for a 50-50. If you do negative R&R, 30 to 50, your win rate is 87.6%. That's pretty nice, John. I mean, I'm going to save this. I'm going to save your data here, and I'm going to go back test myself as well. So it looks like the 3 minutes pretty solid. It's just, it just depends on how much risk you want to take, right? If you want to do a negative risk toward, you have a higher win rate. If you want to do a 50-50, it's still a 67% win rate. So it's still pretty good. But you guys would probably want to ask John, like how he does this. So John, I see that you mentioned counter trend trade. Do you, so you basically take it when it's going against the trend, right? I just want to confirm that with you. So like, say for example, right here, okay, against the trend meter. Good to know. So John actually takes it against the trend meter. So basically he goes for the 3 minute. If the trend meter is green and it's a sell, he takes it. If the trend meter is red and the entry is a buy, or if the entry, sorry, let me see. If the trend meter is red and the entry is a buy, he'll take the buy. So let me look at if I think yesterday was a counter trend trade, right? Or it might have been. Okay, so here's exactly what I was just referring to. So right here, this is the breakout on the 3 minute that John takes. Basically, trend meter here was red, it was green, he would have taken this for a buy. I don't know if he hit stop loss on this, or I think yesterday he entered it late, something like that. He entered it late and then he actually took it like later when it came back up. So he didn't take it immediately, but as price came back up because the candle was too big, he took it right here and then he hit his TP. I only know that because he sent his profits yesterday too, right here. So he was in profit yesterday. Yeah, he took the buy right there for 1,000. He took the breakout right here, full TP, and then he took the opposite right here for the 3 minute for 1,000. So that's what John did. He waited for it to pull back and he made it for a late entry. So nice work, John. I'm glad to see those numbers are pretty high. I think, well, anything above like a 65% win rate or 70% win rate is pretty good, in my opinion, for a 1-to-1 risk to reward, because it just means that you got to take every single trade and you'll be in profit at the end of the week, end of the month, or end of the year. So great work, John. And thanks for that data there. It's going to help all of us. Other than that, let me see. There's news coming up in a few minutes, guys. Thanks, Peter, for the link right here. White House summit on future of COVID-19 vaccines. And that's crazy how like COVID's coming back, and then now we have what's that thing called? Monkeypox. You guys have been following that? It's crazy. I feel like every time we get over something, something new comes around, right? It's like COVID, then the Ukraine war, and then now we're going to depression, and now we have monkeypox. Peter said in time for midterm elections. Yeah, exactly. All right, so what I'm going to do here, guys, is I'm going to go and mark up the high lows and areas of liquidity. So I'll still look for scalps here if I see anything good. I'm not going to take any though, guys. So just keep that in mind. All these trades are going to be at your own risk. If you guys want to take them, feel free. I'm not going to be taking them myself. So, you know, maybe that's a hint to you guys that maybe you guys should sit it out as well. But if you guys are really itching to take a trade, I mean, feel free. It's at your own risk. I think you guys will be perfectly fine just taking the breakout once a day, because this will just it'll just set the tone for your day, right? You take one breakout, it wins, you have a great day. You take a breakout and it loses, you might be upset for a little bit, but you're not only going to lose 2%. You're not risking like your whole account for that one day. Because I've seen a lot of people, you guys do really good with the breakout, and then I go offline at 8 o'clock and you guys decide to continue trading because you see a lot of other people trading, and then you're messaging me like, bro, I blew my account. I'm like, how? Right? You just got to have the discipline and consistency to be able to just stay on top. I mean, realistically, if you can make 1 or 2 trades a day, it's a winner. And you gain at least 2%. That's better than what most people will do. Because you'll see a lot of people who go back and forth. They'll be up, they'll be down, and then they'll end up being negative at the end of the day. So just keep that in mind, guys. I'm trying to teach you guys discipline and consistency. And just remember not to compare yourself to other people, right? It's cool to like look at other people's profits and be inspired and be motivated to do better, but don't compare yourself to someone else. Like, you don't compare yourself to like Ross over here, right? Ross is an overachiever. He's in a good way. So Ross over here, he's taking a bunch of trades. Don't like look at Ross's profits and be like, oh, Ross is taking like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 trades, and feel like you need to take 10 trades. Ross knows what he's doing. So that's why it's okay for him to take this many trades. He's up 4,500, which is great. But it's not necessary, right? If you guys can take one good trade and have a solid amount of profit, that's going to be your goal. So it's okay to look at people's profits like Ross and be inspired and motivated to make more profit. But once you start to compare yourself to like Ross or somebody, and you start to try to take like 10 or 12 trades, and you know that you're not able to be this consistent, that's where you start to make mistakes and you start to really blow your account. So, you know, what I recommend is just stay in your lane. That's what I do. I stay in my lane. I take 1 trade a day, and I've been doing pretty good for like the past couple of months. You guys have seen my progress on the lives each day. It's just all about discipline and consistency. Scotty over here took one last trade. He said he's done for the day. Total profit of 3,760. So nice work, Scotty. Thanks, Tody. Let me see. Tody said, when you see the last bar, push the replay on the last. Oh yeah, no, I know how to do that. That's what I do too, Tony. But the thing is, so if you're here on the 1 minute, like, let me show you, like you go back pretty, it's gonna, let me just show you real quick. I know it goes back more than a month. I was probably exaggerating a little bit when I said it didn't go more than a month, but there's a cutoff. I think it's like 2 months. So here we go right here. I'll just show you how far I can go back because I can't go back like till like May or something like that. It starts to get cut off. This is how I do it actually. This is how I do my back test because I go day by day. So right here is June. See, it says the specified starting point for the chart replay is too far. So you can't go that far. The farthest I went was June. It wasn't even that far either. So did you see that, Tony? Let me go back. I'll show you again. I do that the same way you do it, but it only goes back so far. So here's the farthest I can go. So here's the last candle right here, Tony. It is at June 12th. So this is, I mean, it's a little over a month, not that far, maybe a month and a half. If I click on this here to go back again, it says the specified starting point of the chart replay is too far. So it doesn't work for me, Tony, unfortunately. Oh, gotcha. Okay. Yeah, Tony only did it once. It's fine. That's how I backtest too. It's just the 1 minute has so many candles that it's too hard to go that far, but it's okay. We're going to forward test it. So even if we're not able to go that far back, we'll get the data from now up until the end of the year. So I'll show you guys like what it looks like from like now until December 31st. And if it looks solid, then, it's something that we'll continue to apply for the years to come. I'm always looking for profitable strategies for you guys to apply, and I try to make it as simple and easy as possible so that everyone can profit here. And with just like a few of us doing this breakout, I don't think it's going to affect the market too much. We're just basically going to dip in, take a profit, and pull out. All right, anything else? I think that's it for right now. If you guys have any questions, feel free to put your questions in the chat. As you guys can see, price is just ranging right now. I mean, it's been ranging the entire session. This is like the full size range. So this is where price has been ranging for the entire day. This is now the current range. It's still pretty tight. We're just waiting for it to get tighter. So keep in mind is that price starts to squeeze, and you can see price is starting to squeeze right here, right? It's starting to get tighter. When price starts to squeeze like this, it's just preparing for a breakout. So expect a breakout to happen in a bit. Like it might not happen right now, but eventually you're gonna see a breakout happen here, and it's gonna push out pretty far, pretty much setting the current direction. So 6:27 right now. We got about 33 minutes till 8. You can see price starting to slow down a bit. It's starting to range. Let me check the poll for the mentoring session. Let me see which time you guys wanted. Actually, let me check this real quick. Zachary sent me this. All right, so let me go check this real quick. So Zachary is... Let me see if his line up with mine. 7:45. Let me see if I get to see this invalid. That's weird. Dow Jones Industrial Average. So let me see if I could see what other data is here, because it shouldn't be off like that. I'm going to try to match this to see. It looks like, because I can't see this right here. Exactly. If you can like show this part right here, I can see like what data you have, because it seems like your data, it doesn't look like currency.com data. Let me check real quick. It looks kind of closer to this. This is capital.com. Let me check real quick. Let me check the other ones. I just want to make sure that, like there's not one here that aligns with your, because I'm looking at these right here. Actually, no. Actually, I can't tell. Oh, that's weird. So MJ said he has the same thing too. MJ said mine's on currency and I didn't get that invalid on the 3-minute either. That's weird. Well, here, let me refresh it. Personally, I don't know the answer to it. Why mine came up and your guys didn't. Let me check my settings here. You know what I'm gonna do? I'm going to, I'll re-add the indicator. Let me turn this off. Yeah, no, it still comes up on mine. Yeah, honestly, I don't know why. I don't know if anyone else has that issue. Yeah, Tony said he has it the same like mine too. Oh, that's weird. Yeah, sorry guys. I wish I'd have an answer for you guys, but I don't know why it looks different. It shouldn't look different at all. That's why I'm kind of confused. I mean, I don't know. It might just be the data stream, but it should be the same for all of us. Yeah, MJ said, but the pending signal, pending sell that was going on just showing up earlier, so I figured it was an outlier. Yeah, no, I agree with you, Tody. Tody said there's no sense to have a difference. Yeah, and I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. It might have been an outlier, just like you said, MJ. But either way, if you refreshed it, it should fix on there. So exactly here. That's good. Oh, I can see it. Yeah, that you don't have a wait a minute. Let me go back right here. His accuracy. So I mean, honestly, I don't know. Price they drop right here. I'm trying to match up your candles. I don't have the timestamp for 7 o'clock, but yours is lined up right here. It should have been at 7 o'clock. You should have had a signal right there. Yeah, this one right here, you should have had one. Yeah, I'm not sure, Zachary. It might just be a data error. But I don't see any difference here with mine. That's weird. I mean, either way, if you were to have an invalid signal like this, I wouldn't have taken it. But I mean, yeah, it's kind of an issue if you're trying to apply the same thing that John's applying. I think it just might be a data issue, guys. Unfortunately, I don't have an answer for you guys. I wish I could find an answer for you guys, but it looks like half of us here have it, half of us don't. That's weird though, because all of our data is the same. If you guys maybe want to try and refresh your chart, just click on your chart, type in Control R or Command R if you're on a Mac, and then you can see if it updates. But it should be the same. I've never really seen it where it's different on people's charts if they're using the same broker data. But yeah, I mean, other than that, sorry guys, wish I could help you with that, but there's no, I don't know what the fix would be for that. All right, so back to the charts over here. There's not really much going on still. It's still ranging back and forth. If there's any other questions, feel free to put your questions in the chat, guys. Let me take a look at the 3 minutes, see if there's anything else here that could be analyze. So the actual daily right here for the 3-minute would have been this one right here. Looks like this would have been the daily. I forgot what the TP stop loss is for the daily. Let me check real quick for the 3-minute. Oh, it's a fixed 500. Yeah, this would hit stop loss. But let's take a look at the analysis again real quick. So let's go over here real quick and look at the confluences again. But if you did the opposite, so with this right here, what John does is he does the opposite, right? He counter trends trades. So like, for example, if he got the buy and buy right here, he would have taken the sell instead of the buy, and it looks like it would have hit TP. But let me just take a look at this real quick. Overall bias was neutral, so this is not. This wouldn't have been useful for us. Current trend is bullish. All right, so just looking over at the confluences, we had a buy here. So in order for us to take that buy, we needed at least 3 confluences here. So for one, overall bias is neutral. That doesn't apply. Trend is bullish. That would apply. There is a high-low continuation. Or no, there wasn't. No high-low continuation. The high-low reversal candle, it's not present here on the 3. Let's look on the 10. Actually, sorry, let me go back to the 3. I need to replay it to that candle right here. Okay, so it's not here on the 3. It's also not here on the 10. So yeah, this actually would have taken the sell. So looking at the confluences right here, additional strategy confluence that is here. Actually, no, it wouldn't even be here because it'd be the next one right here. So looking at the confluences right here for the 3-minute, it doesn't apply because there's only one confluence that's here, which is with the trend. So for this here, even though we had a buy for the daily, I personally, if I was applying the same type of analysis as I do for the breakout, I would have taken the sell here instead, right? Instead of the buy. Basically what John's doing, he's counter trend trading. So instead of taking the buy here, I would have done the opposite and taken the sell because the confluences didn't align. And if you were to take this trade here, it would have hit your full TP. So if you guys want to go and test this, you guys can use the same concepts we used for the breakout on like any other strategy that you guys want to apply. But I would stick with just the 1-a-day strategy. So like basically the daily on the 10, the daily on the 5, daily on the 3, whatever you guys want to test it on. But this confluence checklist here works very well. It'll basically tell you that. So the reason I would have taken the sell here is because I'm like, okay, I've done the confluences. Nothing aligns, right? So I'm not going to take the buy because I'm probably going to lose that trade if I take the buy. So instead of taking the buy, I do the opposite, take a sell because I already know the trade's going to lose. And then it wins because you're doing the opposite of what you're basically anticipating a loss. So instead of taking the loss, you just do the opposite and you take the win in the opposite direction of the actual trade. So this helps for us to identify basically taking a trade or analyzing it. If you're already analyzing it and it's going to be a loss, instead of taking the loss, just do the opposite, right? And then hit your TP. So hopefully that makes sense to you guys. I'm basically applying these strategies because since these are once-a-day strategies, like for this daily, it's only once a day. This trade's either going to win or lose, right? You have 50% chance of it winning or losing. So if you already know it's going to lose, instead of skipping it, we just take the opposite trade and then we win in the opposite direction because we already anticipated to lose. So just something to, food for thought if you guys want to do what I'm doing. I think this is probably the best way to trade, especially during a market like this when it's not trending or it's not directional. It allows you to take wins in both directions. So let's see. MJ said all good yesterday, was fine for the 3-minute for me. Yeah, no, definitely MJ. All right, so if you guys have any other questions, feel free to put your questions in the chat. It's 7:39 right now. There's not really much direction in price. You guys can see nothing's really happened. It's still ranging. It's just moving farther up. But for the most part, just looking at the 1 minute over here, it's a choppy market. If I go ahead and just hide everything so that you guys can see the markup here, there's no clear direction, right? Price went up, came back down, went back up, came back down, came back up. And now it's just ranging within this area here. So realistically, price is just ranging right there. There's not much of a direction. Typically, you want price to either be trending to the upside or you want price to be trending to the downside so that you can take trades in that direction, but there's no bias. Let's take a look at the fundamentals and sentiment again to see if anything has changed in the market. I don't think it has. So this is probably a sign to like maybe chill out for a bit before you make some mistakes. So let's take a look at the sentiment again. Typically, in order for us to have a direction in the market, we want this to be above 60 to 65%. So anything above 60 or 65% will provide a direction for us. It's currently at 57%. This isn't good enough. It's not at 60 at least. So overall, I think price will go up eventually when this does increase in number, but it hasn't increased yet. So there's no direction with regard to retail sentiment. So overall bias will just be neutral for now. Looking over here at the fundamentals are currently, they're not even over 100 points. So looking at the bias over here, let me just put the requirements. Typically, all strategies require an overall bias, right? Retail sentiment isn't there. So that doesn't apply. Fundamental bias isn't there either. It needs to be above or below 100 points. It's at 94 right now. It goes below 100, but it needs to be consistently below that. Like you can't keep flowing between 103 and then 93. It has to be 103 and it just needs to continue dropping lower and lower. But we just don't have that right now. Looking over here at the heat map, let me refresh this real quick. Okay, heat map over here, you guys can see that it's pretty mixed. It's not all red, it's not all green. There's just, there's no clear direction right now. So this is why it becomes dangerous to trade, because you can take a sell and you can get lucky and win, or you can take a sell and you can be unlucky and lose. But there is really no direction for you to be looking at. Looking over here at the actual stock index for the Dow, let me refresh this real quick. You guys can see right here that it's pretty mixed. So it's half red, half green. So with that said, where do you trade, right? You don't know where to trade because you can literally take buys and win, and you can literally take sells and win. But how many times are you going to get lucky until you don't win? And then you end up in some drawdown. So it's probably best to just sit out the market right now. There's no clear direction. You definitely want this to be like all red or all green. If you have that, you can take all buys, you can take all sells. But right now it's just super tricky. There's a V1. There's a lot of scalps here that you can take. Like if you know what you're doing and you can scalp these, you can see that there's quick scalps here you can take. Like there's a V1 right there, full TP. This right here is not a scalp, so nothing to take right there. Here, I'll just look at the most recent trades and I'll show you exactly what trades could have been taken, what trades could have won. So let's see. We have an intraday entry right here. This would have been a full TP if you wanted to take that for 100 pips or so. So if you know what you're doing, you know how to apply these scalp strategies for K2. You can see right there, full TP. This is a negative risk reward. So this is why I don't recommend it, because you can get unlucky once you'll be back in the hole like 3 trades. So this right here would have been a full TP. This was an intraday entry. This right here was a V3. You can see it's a high with a green candle followed by a red candle. Oh, actually, there's no pending momentum. So no entry off this. Nothing here. This is a V1. It's a double body rejection. Could have taken that for a sell. But you got to be quick with these. You can't be like thinking about it. You got to literally take the trade and not think about it. So again, right here, another full TP on the following candle. There's nothing right here. There is, you wouldn't take this because there is a, or I mean, you could have taken this as an intraday entry. So again, right here, sell momentum, trend meter is red. Could have taken that for another 100 pips. One more full TP right there. Right here, again, another V3. So as you guys can see, there's a lot of scalps here that you could have taken if you wanted to take it. I wouldn't recommend it because the market's super choppy, but you can see that there's a lot of close calls here. Like for example, this one went into drawdown, close to stop loss, but it came right back in profit, hit profit, and then it continued dropping. Same with this one right here. If you get greedy and don't pull out in profit, it could just easily reverse on you. This right here, same thing. Some drawdown like halfway to stop loss, and then it came back into profit. This one right here, some drawdown, swung right back up. And these are pretty much the scalps that came up during the live today. There's another V3 right here. So it looks like it went into some slight drawdown, but back into full TP. Another one right here. But the problem with this is that you don't have a bias, so you can't really take a clear direction. So like if you look at any of the variations here, variation 1, confirm overall bias, it's neutral, so you can't really apply that. V2, same thing, confirm overall bias. So none of these strategies would be applicable because you have no bias. So all right, guys, let me see if there's anything else here. If you guys have any other questions, feel free to put them in the chat. Otherwise, it looks like we'll be wrapping this up soon. It's 7:45 right now, so it's getting close to 8, which is the time for our cutoff. Yeah, no problem, Randy. Randy said, thanks, Sean. Done for the day. Definitely, Randy. Hopefully you made some good profit. I know you're trying to claw your way back up your account. So hopefully you're doing well with your recovery on that account of yours. No problem, Arash. If you guys have any other profits to post up, feel free. Looking at the profits for the day, you guys did pretty good. So these are the profits from just this morning. You guys can see the stamp right here for today. Sisuk up, 3,000. Jenny was up 2,300. Scotty was up 1,800. John up close to 1,000. Deswell over here up 8,000. Kenny over here up about $50. Jenny again 3,400. Charles 408. David $30. Maddie 1,192. His second account about 1,000. Ross over here up 1,895. John again 2,300. Patrick up 10,000. Scotty again 2,700. Ross again 4,000. Scotty again 3,760. And I think that's it for right now. If you guys have any more profits, feel free to send them to me. At the end of the day, I post up everyone's profits. So if you want to be showcased in the group, just let me know or post them up in the group and I'll add them to the list. So, I mean, it's been a pretty good year so far, guys. We haven't gone one day without at least one person in K2 profiting. Not to say that it's been me, because there's been days where I haven't taken trades, but there hasn't been one day for the entire year where someone in K2 hasn't profited. I post the total profits of everyone every single day, as you guys can see right here. These are from yesterday. If you have any random day you want me to look up, I can pull up literally any day here. If you want to go to like randomly February 17th, random day, right? February 17th, these are everyone's profits. I can literally pull up any day and show you guys, like there's been a day, or there's been at least one entry using the K2 strategies that has been profitable at least one day of the entire year, and last year too. I don't think there's been a day where we haven't posted profits in the past, maybe like 2 years now. So yeah, Ross said, thanks, Sean. Did you get the car? Yes, I did, guys. So I got my my Porsche. I'll send you guys some pictures later. I don't know if I have any on my phone right now, but I did pick up my Porsche Taycan yesterday. Man, that car was a lot more expensive than I thought after like taxes and fees and all that. Like I was expecting on paying like 190K, but it was over 200K for the car, which is okay because that just forces me to do better at trading. I just got to keep my consistency and it should be no problem. But yeah, it's super nice car. I'll take a video later. I'll show you guys. But when I got that, when I was signing the papers at the end, I was like, dude, this is a lot. Like I didn't realize it was that much. But it's okay. I just need a couple US30 trades each month, and I should be able to pay it off with no problem. And that's another reason why I'm being a little more conservative too, guys. Whenever I have pressure to be consistent and to not lose trades, it kind of forces you to get better at trading. So my discipline is going to be on point for the rest of the year. I have to be on point. I can't screw this up. When I'm being conservative in the market, guys, I'm being conservative for a reason, because the market's not a good time to take risky trades. So I think if you guys follow K2 from now until the end of the year, you guys should do pretty well. Just follow what I'm telling you guys, follow what I'm doing, and you guys should have no problem, because I have even more pressure on my back to do well trading, not just for you guys, but for myself. So yeah, Peter said a breakout a day keeps the repo away. That's a good one, Peter. That's a real good one. So yeah, from now until maybe the end of the year, I'll be taking just the breakout. If I do see something good, obviously I'll take more scalps. But for me right now, I'm just going to be sticking to the breakout. Keeping it on point is really going to be key for not just me, but for you guys. So let me check the poll. I don't remember what day you guys voted for the okay, so it looks like most of the votes are for today. So we'll do the mentoring session today at 2 p.m., guys. And then we'll answer whatever questions you guys have. So I'll put a reminder over here real quick. So let's see. Reminder. Where is the... All right, so I'll just put the reminder over here real quick. Let's see, it's 8 o'clock. So 9, 10, 11, 12, 1, 2, 6 hours. Hours at 2 p.m. Pacific. So I'll just give you guys the update right there. So just at FYI, guys, we're doing the mentoring session today at 2 p.m. You guys voted to have it today, so I'll hold it today so that we can get that out of the way. That's actually better for me because I'm adding some stuff on the car on Thursday. I gotta go PPF on the car. Man, it's crazy. Porsche has so many options. I like it's my first Porsche, so I didn't realize you can add so many options to the car. I ended up paying so much more in like extra stuff. And that's probably why the price went up, but it is what it is. All right, guys, that's about it for today. Have a great rest of the morning, guys. If you guys have questions, feel free to reach out. Otherwise, I'll be back here in about 6 hours for the mentoring session. So if you guys have questions, go ahead and join the mentoring session later today. Ask whatever questions you guys have, and I'll break down whatever you guys need help with. So other than that, guys, I'll see you guys back here in about 6 hours. And if not, I'll see you guys tomorrow morning, same place, same time for the live session. So see you guys in a few hours.